What's up, guys? Clay back with another video. I'm going to start a new series called Small Town Video Game Collecting. I thought it was a good idea simply because there's not a lot out there for small guys like like me in Montana. Or there's plenty of places out there, big fans of games that they can't get what they want. So I'm going to try to help. So today I'm talking about getting started. I've told you before in previous videos that I want to collect for the NES. It's a console I love, very near and dear to my heart. But that's the first choice you need to make. Whether it all depends on pretty much where you started and what you're a fan of. For me, for instance, I'm part of the Super Nintendo generation. I was born in 1987, so I missed, kind of growing up with the NES. But when I was a kid, we didn't have a Super Nintendo. We got the NES, and that's what I played. So that's what I want to collect for. That's what I'm passionate about. Not to say that if I'd come across Super Nintendo games that I want, I will absolutely get them. And if you hear a cat, that's Gus. So you're gonna run into her every now and then. Yeah, I have a girl cat named Gus. Long story, maybe I'll explain it sometime. But if you hear meowing, that's her. Anyway, so we ended up getting a Super Nintendo later on, and awesome. It's such a good console. Super expensive to collect for right now, though. It's pretty crazy. So, it's not my love as far as game goes. My favorite console ever is probably the Xbox 360. It was just had the most perfect controller and everything. But that's off the point. You got to find what you want. Whether it's GameCube right now is super cheap to collect for. It's people are trying to offload them. It's just that Nintendo 64 went through that too, where people were just trying to get rid of their games, and that's what the GameCube's going through. So that's a good option. I think PS1 is also relatively cheap. I think it's mainly because people don't want to collect jewel cases, those CD cases. It's hard to see what you're looking for when you're, going through the list of your collection. Me, I'm very visual. Like I have my Blu-rays and DVDs all set out alphabetically, and it's all about how it looks. I like a good display, and I think the NES looks great. That's why I'm only collecting licensed games, so they're only going to be the gray cartridges. I don't want any of the Tengen or Tengen, however you pronounce it, black cartridges. I don't think they look good, and I'm sure there are some great titles that I've never played, but it's not what I'm going after. So you got to find what you're going after. I think the best looking collection, I think the Sega Saturn cases are awesome. I mean, the Sega CD ones are cool too, but I like the white Sega Saturn cases. I think those look so cool. But I don't know anything about the Saturn. It's, I think I knew one kid in school who had it, and we were all obviously jealous because he had this brand new console. Everybody was playing with Genesis and stuff. So anyway, point being, you gotta find what you want, and don't be overly ambitious. I'm very new to this, and there are plenty of videos on YouTube talking about all the same things I'm discussing, but it's just how I want to start this series. Kind of have a goal in mind. So I'm going after, licensed Nintendo cartridges. You can go after, if you want the whole NES collection, good luck. It's going to be tough, but you can try. 64, there's a Nintendo 64, there's a lot of people going for that because they didn't make a lot of games. Only like 296 games, I think. In the NES, there's over 800. So it's all about how much you want to spend, if you're going to display them, or if you just purely want a lot of games to play, then go for it. And you can put them in a drawer or baskets or Tupperware, whatever you need. But you need to have an idea of where you're going to put it all and how you're going to play them and display them. So have an idea of what you want and stick to it. You may branch out in other ways. For me, for instance, I might actually go for the GameCube because there were a lot of games out there on that console that I really enjoyed. So I might go for that. Plus the ability to play Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games with the Game Boy Advance player on your TV is pretty sweet. So I like the GameCube. So I might do that. If I'm at a garage sale and I see some games, I might pick them up. So get started, find what you want, and go for it. Thanks, guys. Bye.